Meanwhile, in Australia, thousands of protesters have voiced their anger against COVID-19 measures across the country. In Sydney, police charged 57 people as unmasked demonstrators filled the streets of the city centre, demanding an end to the lockdown. The Greater Sydney area has been under lockdown for 4 weeks now. The New South Wales state government declared a state of emergency after cases spiked due to the spread of the highly infectious Delta variant. Protests have also been taking place in Melbourne, Adelaide, and Brisbane. Annette Lee has been following the story from Sydney. She says Australian authorities are worried these protests could just become super spreader events.
We were doing really well until the Delta variant arrived on our shores. And unfortunately, I think that our complacency got away with us. And that's why the Delta variant has taken over the city, particularly in Greater Sydney. Now, the protests that happened today across those major cities throughout the country are as a result, I think, of COVID. We're just weary. Every single day there's a press conference from the New South Wales Premier, the Victoria Premier, the Queensland Premier, telling us what we should be doing. And also here in Australia, we have been very lax on the vaccine rollout. So many of us have no alternative. We don't have the vaccine here in the numbers that other countries like the US and the UK have had. So I think the protests today were more frustration. Having said that, there's not an awful lot of support across our social media. So I think the frustration, the lack of vaccines, and just weariness is the main course of the protests. Well, as I said, press conferences are held every day. The New South Wales Health Minister said that he thought it was just silly. Others have been more forceful in their comments and said it's just downright against humanity. You know, mixing without masks in areas where people are close together, several thousand in Sydney, is just downright dangerous and could well be a super spreader event that means that those figures today, which are the highest we've had in this latest crisis of 163, will go even higher. So officially, governments, state and federal, are not happy with the protesters.